the biggest problem that we saw in the market that needed to be solved was the complexity of blockchain in general. I mean, the everyday average person wants new technology. They get excited about new technology. But if you have a barrier of overcomplications, like if you need to do, for example, 5 clicks to get something done, well, you're talking about your money, right? And when you're talking about your money, you don't want to feel like you're doing open heart surgery on your money to get something done. You don't need to feel that extra anxiety. So what we decided was to really focus on the user interface and abstract everything away that's considered blockchain lingo or jargon and make it really simple. So for example, in the blockchain world, in cryptocurrency, you'll hear onboarding. Well, onboarding is just signing up. On-ramping and off-ramping, withdrawal and deposit. So we stuck to that lingo and we made a user interface that was just extremely easy. People are used to using banking apps. There's no need to try and retrain them to use something totally new. So that was one of the biggest problems that we saw right off the bat. We came out with a DEX, and we called it Anodos on the XRPL. And basically this was an exchange that had the most easy user interface, again, sticking to our ethos. At the end of the day, people just want to be able to do whatever transactions they need to do or whatever financial tools they want to use them with ease. They don't want to have to learn how to use any extra new tools. So we stuck to that with any product that we've come out with. So whether that was our exchange, whether that was our wallet. So for example, we created Anodos wallet, the Ano wallet, which implemented passkeys and biometrics. So you could just open up an account using your fingerprint instead of trying to keep all these different seed phrases, all these kinds of complications. And therefore, we actually beat the average time of the non-crypto native or non-blockchain native. Instead of taking 15, 20 minutes to open up a wallet, takes under 10 seconds. So people kind of love the simplicity and ease of use in general of what we do. It's our team. Our team basically is comprised of 3 individuals, including myself, that are on different spectrums of what we need when we're building a new product. So for example, usually people are thinking in terms of banking or in terms of technology and almost always forget the user experience. So I myself have worked at HSBC, I've worked at CIBC, prominent banks. I've been on the inside, from the inside of the walls of banking, understanding how all the siphoning of expenses happen for all the transactions we have to do. I've also managed collection agencies, so the end of the life cycle of finance. And I've also created 2 web design companies from scratch and had successful exits. So I know how to basically operate a startup and move forward from there to scale it to real growth and real profitability. We have Panos, the other co-founder, who basically has been in the blockchain world for the past 10 years on XRPL specifically, which we built the other 2 products on. And he's able to create strategic partnerships based on credibility. He's been around for 10 years. Everyone knows him. And most of the time projects come up to us trying to figure out how we could have some synergy. So our CTO is also exceptional in the sense that every CTO is great, I'm sure, in the sense that they understand the technology. But our CTO, Costa, actually looks at things as far as how to bring this to delivery as a product. He's thinking on it on a sales level, on what the end user is looking. He's not just talking to us in crypto jargon or technical jargon. So the 3 of us together are in a really rare category of we're not just bankers or technologists. We're everything together and we're users first. So we put things through our own stress test. Like if there, for example, something takes 5 clicks to get done, our slogan is it's 4 clicks too many. With the help of this funding is to get the app out and about in version 1 by the end of August, beginning of September, because there's approximately 1 billion people between just Africa and Latin America alone that have smartphones, are of working age, entrepreneurs, professionals that actually have been locked out of the banking system. So our first milestone is to really target that group there, because I mean, it's extremely big potential to have inclusivity for banking that's never existed before in a self-custody way. First off is completing the app. I mean, these are not cheap things. Second of all, we're going to be including a debit card to wallet direct, which means you have to set up a BIN in the financial world, which I won't bore your viewers with what that is, but basically it's at least a $250,000 cost just to get that set up. So, I mean, these are the 2 big components of it all. And of course, marketing. I mean, you want to be able to market as well. So these are the things that we're going to focus on the most and put the gas on the fire, so to speak, to really go blazing.